Hi, welcome to another episode of Ask the Expert, FlexBone Insight Edition. My name is Mark Pennine. I'm the Technical Manager for ARDEX Stone Installation Systems. And with me today is Thomas Utley.
Thank you, Mark. Again, my name is Thomas Utley, and I am the ARDEX Technical Specialist for the FlexBone Heat and the ARDEX FlexBone Uncoupling Systems.
Today's topic is the ARDEX uncoupling solutions, which include the UI 720 floating uncoupling membrane as well as the UI 740 bonded membrane.
Mark, what is the ARDEX FlexBone UI 740 membrane?
Actually, the UI 740 FlexBone membrane is a uncoupling membrane for high load bearing, high traffic installations. It neutralizes underlying substrate movement as well as it distributes heavy loads from above.
When is it applicable to install the UI 740 uncoupling membrane, Mark?
I would recommend installing UI 740 over existing concrete that has cracks. Also for over interior wood substrate floors to neutralize any movement caused by expansion and contraction. Please refer to our technical data sheet to determine if your substrate meets the industry guidelines.
What are some of the unique benefits of the FlexBone UI 740 membrane, Mark?
It's a really good question. So if you take a look at the sample I have here, the UI 740 has these new modified channels. They actually are ventilation channels to remove any moisture vapor from the concrete below. Also, the FlexBone grip technology allows a very tenacious bond to the mat, actually 50% stronger than other mats in the market. On the back of the UI 740, we have a nice thick fleece on the back that is well bonded to the uncoupling mat that provides a tenacious bond with an ARDEX mortar. If you use or if you need to use the product for waterproofing, we recommend sealing the seams and up against the wall with the ARDEX SK175 seam tape. Because we have an open structure, it's an easy one-pass pre-fill with an ARDEX mortar. This product can be used for tile as small as 2-inch by 2-inch mosaics and up to gauged porcelain tile panels. The product was rated as extra heavy according to the Robinson floor test or ASTM C627, and it qualifies for a System 1 warranty.
Thanks, Mark. What are some of the associated ARDEX products that can be used to make a complete installation system?
I'm glad you asked that, Thomas, because ARDEX always recommends installing the UI 740 and installing tile on top of the UI 740 with a polymer modified mortar like ARDEX X4, X5, or even X77. We also recommend finishing your installation with one of our high-performance products like ARDEX FL or WA epoxy. We also have a very unique option to do pre-filling with one of our self-leveling products like liquid backer board or K60.
Thank you, Mark, for that summary on the FlexBone UI 740 uncoupling membrane. Now let's go ahead and discuss the ARDEX UI 720 FlexBone membrane. And Mark, from what I understand, ARDEX has the only unbonded uncoupling membrane on the market. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. Actually, we have a sample of the UI 720 right here. This product, again, is the only floating uncoupling membrane on the market. It actually isolates the whole installation from the substrate below, which reduces any shear stress caused by that substrate.
Thanks, Mark. When do you use the UI 720 membrane?
Well, the UI 720 is rated for both residential as well as light commercial installations. So if you ever have a difficult substrate, maybe that you have contamination on that substrate like paint, oil, or you have adhesive residue, and you cannot mechanically profile that subfloor, you want to just roll out the 720 and use that product. Also, because we have ventilation holes in the mat, as you can see, we have these tiny holes in the mat. That allows you to install the UI 720 over green concrete as soon as it can be walked on. So green concrete is concrete that's less than 28 days old.
What are some of the unique benefits of the FlexBone UI 720 membrane, Mark?
Well, the UI 720 has very minimal memory, so it rolls out in just one pass. Also, you can very easily pre-fill it just like the 740 with our ARDEX mortars. And because the UI 720 is not bonded to the substrate, you actually reduce your installation time up to 50%. The UI 720 can also qualify for our 10-year System 1 warranty. Please refer to our tech data sheet on our website for further information on the UI 720.
Thanks, Mark. One last question. How do I choose between the FlexBone UI 720 and UI 740?
These are really good questions. So I would always recommend using the UI 740 again whenever you have a waterproofing application. You should also use the 740 for high traffic or rolling loads. You would want to choose the 720 again if you have a substrate that has contamination on the substrate that cannot be removed. The 720 is also great for frequently changed floors like shopping mall storefronts.
Thanks again, Mark, for all that information. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for another episode of Ask the Expert. I look forward to hearing your FlexBone questions.
You can contact Thomas and I and any of our other technical experts at the number on your screen. Thank you very much.